All right, so this video is going to be showing you how up to the board, how you can draw your pie chart by hand. So I'm going to use some hypothetical numbers here. So let's say you have 32% house. These are just numbers I'm making up. Yours are going to be different. 8, 6, 12, 10. Now, obviously, yours aren't going to be whole numbers. They're going to be rounded, but this is, I guess, an estimate close. So here. Since these are percents, if you add up all the percents, they should add to 100 because there's percents are out of 100. So if you add all those up, they should add up to 100. So on your paper, you have this column called the central angle column. Oh, you also have a line here. Should have drawn that right there on your paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out what the central angle is for this. So what that means is, since the house is 32% of your income, you're going to want it to cover 32% of the circle. And we're going to use degrees to help us there. So there's 360 degrees in a circle, an interior angle. So if I go the whole way around, that's doing a 360. Just like if I jumped and I did a complete circle, that's 360. Half a circle would be 180. So because a circle has 360 degrees, what we're going to do is we're going to just multiply these percentages by 360, and that's going to give us our central angle. So, for example, 32% for the first one, so that's 0.32. And again, you're multiplying it by 360 because there's 360 degrees in a circle. And I get 115.2. So this would be 115.2. I would do the same thing. So a car is 8%. So remember, as a decimal, that's 0.08. And again, multiplying by 360. That'll give me my central angle 28.8. And you would do the same thing for all of these. So I'm going to do them on my calculator here to make this quicker. This is 21.6. This is 43.2. And actually, I think that's enough for the purposes of the video here. But you would find the central angle for all of them. Now, obviously, your numbers aren't going to be like 8. It might be 0.8 or 8.35. All right. All that means is when you do the calculator, it's not just 8%, so it's not 0.08, but you're also adding these other digits, so the 3 and the 5. All right, so yours is going to be more precise, but you can see it only changes it by a couple percentage, so or degrees. So now, how to use a protractor? Oh, geez, there we go. We can move it. So what you're going to do is there's protractors over here in the drawer by the windows over here. You're taking the protractor. This little this cross right here at the bottom, so where it goes to 0, and this line that goes the whole way across to 180 and 0 down here at the bottom, and the line that goes straight up and down to 90 degrees, it crosses right here at a point. That point you're going to put right in the middle of the circle, right at the end. Yours has a line. Yours has a line that comes straight down here, but this dot that's in the middle, there's not a dot on yours. So you're just going to make your protractor cross at the bottom of that line right there. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure out. So we'll start with our house. We're going to measure out 115 degrees from this line. So we're going to figure out how far over here would be 115 degrees. So you're going to take this, you're going to rotate it until your line that you drew, this line that's drawn here, is directly on the 0 degrees line, or 0 or 180. So directly there. All right. And then you're going to find where 115 is. So here's 10 degrees, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 10, 100, 110, 115. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your pen or pencil, and you're going to mark where 115.2 is. So here's 110, here's 120, so 115.2. It's going to be right here somewhere. Why is that not drawing? 115. All right, there, I marked it. There's 115, roughly. All right. So now that I marked 115, what I could do is I could just keep marking the rest of these. So I could keep moving my protractor and marking them. So I would have to rotate, and I'd have to put this, where's my rotate? There it is. Put that 0 on the next line that I would have drawn. So move it to here, and then I would measure from my new section over 28.8. Let's move this out of the way. What I could do instead is just draw my line a while. So I just marked what 115 degrees was. So I would start at the center and I would mark that right there. So this section that I just made is 115 degrees in the center. It's 32% of the circle. So I would just write the word house in there. My house will make up that portion. Then you're going to measure your car. So you're going to take your protractor again. You're going to line it up real nice. So remember the cross right here. It has to go in the center of your circle. So right there. Now mine's obviously not that good because mine's on the computer. I'm trying to be as precise as possible. So again, I line up my 0 on the protractor with the line that I just created. And now I want to measure over this way 28.8 degrees, which is, you can round it to 29. Just get as close as you can. So right about, right, you have 10, 20, and then 29 would be right here by the number 30. Why? There's something wrong with this protractor. It won't let me mark a point right here. All right, then you're going to pick the protractor up, move it over, and then you're going to draw your line. So draw your line from your center to wherever that mark is, okay? So there's your car. Now you can see how the housing section makes up way more than the car does. That's because the housing section makes up 32% of your income, whereas your car, in this case, is only making up 8. All right. So again, to graph these on here, or to draw your lines for your pie chart, you're going to use these central angle numbers that you already found. All right. You're going to keep going around until this thing is full. When you get to your last one, it should be pretty close. So 10 times 360 would be 300. This would be 36. Once I did it, this should be 36 degrees. If you measure and it's only like 35, 34, whatever, that's fine because, we're being as precise as we can, but we are using a paper and a pencil. So, and then I want you to label them. So make sure you're labeling them. And if you could, you can color code them, would look very good. So if you color code them, use colored pencils and color this in with color them all with different colors, and make sure you label them with each category. And then you would be done. It says right on the instructions too to include the category and percent inside the pie chart. So for this section, I would write housing, and I would put that makes up 32% of my income. Remember, these central angle numbers, we are creating those just so that we can measure these pieces off the pie chart. So the numbers that we want to put inside the pie chart is the percent. So write the percents down here. And then this one would have been car. It would be 8%. All right. Do not use the same numbers I have. Yours are different on yours. So use the numbers that you have. But that's how you draw a pie chart by hand.